Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. I really, really appreciate it. Christine, who's our project manager with Moxi that we meet with every week, has agreed to join us today to try to relaunch MoxiTalent. We've had it for a while, not in every MLS, but in a lot of the MLSs that are allowing it. And we just haven't been utilizing it. Obviously, we know when we rolled Moxi out, it was March, and then we all know what happened after that. So I appreciate her joining us to kind of show you guys what the product can do for you. Any of the Michigan people heard Mike Schmidt this morning on the meeting talk about retention and recruiting and how important it is to go out there and do a huge recruiting push for the end of the year. And this is a product that can really help you guys do that. So I will let you take it away, Christine.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carrie. And thank you everybody for joining us today. I'm really excited to be here and help you guys relaunch Talent, your recruiting CRM system. So basically it's your Engage for recruitment and retention. And so today we're just going to go over a brief overview of why this is helpful for you guys and Don's not here today, so ignore that. But why it's important for you guys and how it'll assist you in meeting your recruitment goals. So if you've joined us for any of our webinars, you've probably seen this slide before. We like to say that here at Moxi, hope is not a strategy. And what we mean by this is it's always great to put your goal to paper. And so one of the items when you first get into your talent will be to put down your recruitment goal. How much do you want to bring in volume-wise for the next year? So how many agents will it take for you to add an additional, 2 million or whatever it is that you want to set for your own office? You can set that individually. And so we've built MoxiTalent to help you guys recruit and retain the right agents for your brokerage. And what we mean by the right agents are the agents that are going to help contribute to your overall volume at your office. We also built out pipelines to help you find the right people to achieve your goals. And we created a layer of coaching. And so that layer of coaching is very similar to Engage, where we have those task lists. We have a task for you to complete in the recruitment pipeline. So this is just helping you stay top of mind with your recruits and help them make the decision to join Schmidt Real Estate. And so what do you get with Talent? So we leverage data from the MLS to help you gain insights on recruits. And so what we're going to do is take a look at a couple agent profiles to see what type of information we're able to bring in and how this will help you assess if it's the right person for your office. We utilize the sales flow again to help you stay in contact with them and a place to keep your notes so you know what's going on. And we tailor the recruiting efforts to meet your brokerage business goals or your personal goal for the year. And then we also provide a really great year-over-year overview of the transactions these agents have done. So you can understand the quality of the agent and how successful they are in the business, or if they seem like more of a lucky agent than an agent that is consistently doing business. And so what's next? We're actually going to jump right into the MoxiTalent dashboard. I'll show you how to interpret the information from there and how to set your own recruitment profiles for your agents that you want to recruit, and then how to work them through the pipeline. So this won't take very long because it's a really simple system. And if you've been in Engage a couple of times, then it's really easy to transfer the skills that you've done in Engage over to Talent. Okay, so we hit back to the Talent dashboard. So how do you get to Talent? So the first thing you'll do is you're going to hit your Engage tab, and then you're going to go over to this drop-down menu and hit Talent mode. So that will be right below your manager dashboard. And so when you first come to this screen, if you haven't yet, you'll be asked to set your 2021 goal. And so your goal is how much volume do you want to bring in? And so right now we have a goal set at 1.5 million. Once we hire people, we'll start to see the number of hired people that we've had go through the sales flow, and then the average hire volume that they bring in annually. Then we'll also be able to keep track of our conversion rate. So how many recruits do we need to talk to in order to hit our recruitment goal? And so that will tell us if we're only having a 75% conversion rate, then every 3 out of 4 people we're actually getting into our office. Once you set your goal, the next thing you're going to take a look at are your recruitment profiles. And so profiles are a set of agents that match your recruitment needs. And so if we go down, so if you haven't set this yet, you won't have this top candidates portion down below. You'll just have this pipeline with nothing here. And so the first thing you'll do is you'll hit the three dots, and you're going to go ahead and select manage profiles. And so this is where you're going to create profiles of agents that you want to recruit. And so we have a couple different ones, the Cocoa Beach Luxury, Fort Lauderdale. This is the volume we want these agents to have and the number of units that we want them to complete. And so if we selected create new, we would create a new profile name. We would enter the areas of service, and then I'll also add the sales volume that we want them to have and then the total number of units. And so what we're going to do within our system is bring forward agents that meet this recruitment profile. And so we can always come back here and edit or add additional profiles. So if I select edit, I can now edit this information. And so for the growth agents, I have Palm Bay, West Melbourne, and I can remove any of these areas or add additional areas here. So super simple for you guys to set. And again, you can set as many profiles as you like. Once we go back to the dashboard, now what we'll see is this is going to refresh the high match candidates. And so the people with high match, of course, are the ones that meet our profiles the most. And then if I scroll down to the bottom where it says view all, I can now see a list of all my candidates. So we're starting with the highest match and then going to medium and low. So I can scroll all the way through, and then I can load more candidates and scroll through these as well. Once I find people that I think are interesting, the first thing I'll want to do is take a look at their profile and see what they're actually doing. So let's take a look at Marta. And so now what we're seeing is what type of transactions have they done over the last couple of years. And so right here we have the profile and why, and we can see why they're a high match. We can also see their performance over the last 12, 24, and 36 months. And so you can see how she's changed as an agent. So back here in 2018, she had a big bump in what she was doing, but she's been pretty consistent overall. And then, of course, we can see her growth trends down below. So we can either decide to add her to my people or skip for now. So we'll go ahead and select skip for now. And I'll be brought back to the main screen. And I can take a look at another candidate. So right now we're just showing you how to find candidates. There's also a way for you to input your own. So if you have a list of people that you will want to recruit, I'll show you how to add those in just a few minutes. And so again, what we'll do is just take another look at another candidate. And this time we're going to add them to my people. So say we take a look at their numbers. I know who this agent is. I'm really interested in them. I'm going to actually add them to my people. And so now I am in Justin's profile. I have his contact information here in the profile, his mobile, his email. And then if I go back down to his recruiting plan, right now he's in the recruit section. So recruit section is, I'm still determining whether or not he's interested in joining my office. And so what we have here, if we go to the task tab, is a decision tree. So first thing is, let's get started. Let's connect with this person and see if they're a good fit. So we can say connect, and you can say send an email. And so we'll pull the email and make it so you can email them directly from Engage, right? Super simple. You can make a call. So if you're doing this on your phone, what would happen is you'd be able to dial that phone number and call them right away. And then here you can input notes from the call. So we could say, hey, he was really interested. Select save. And now I'll just say interested. If I chose not interested, we would remove him from the pipeline. Or if he's a maybe, we would leave him here in the evaluate phase and come back to him and give him another call later on. So we'll go ahead and say interested. And we're going to go ahead and move him to the attract phase. And so again, we have the three phases: evaluate, attract, and negotiate. And so now we're here in attract. And so now we're going to be sending him more information about our office, about the marketing that we have here at our brokerage, and all the really cool tools that we have available to our agents. And so if we go back to that task tab, we have a number of checklist items that we recommend through the system that you can complete. And so, for example, if you guys have a recruiting video that you want to email, you can go ahead and send one of these. Send for presentation. So if you have a presentation within Moxi, you could send that directly to this recruit and track whether or not they opened it and follow up on that with them to see if they want more information. And then if you guys have campaigns available that you want to send to them, you can also do that as well. So a number of tasks that you can work through and continue to build that relationship with the recruit. So once we're done with the attract phase, we move to negotiate, and this is the final step. And this is just negotiating what it will take to bring them into the office and come to an agreement. Once that's complete, we can go ahead and follow these steps as well, but then we can mark them as hired. And so once we mark them as hired, got it, they are actually going to apply to our goal. So his potential contribution is 4.4 million this year. So we'll just go back to our dashboard. And okay, now we've met our goal for the year because he had a really great potential. And so he'll be a really great recruit for us. On the right here, we'll have tasks available. So that task list I just showed you, we'll have this running to-do list here that will highlight each of the tasks that are available. And so those are, again, are being pulled from the recruit pipeline and will be highlighted here for you. So you can just work off the task list here on the right instead of jumping into each person's profile. And then again, there's the recruiting pipeline. I have 2 people in recruit, 0 in attract, and 0 in negotiate. So I'll just want to continue to add people to these areas to make sure I'm staying in front of them and continuing the conversation. Okay, and now if you have somebody that you're working with already and you just want to add them to your talent pipeline, what you would do is select add people. I'll just add myself. And I'm going to go ahead and select done. And so now they've been added to a recruiting plan. And so next I want to figure out, okay, what are they doing sales-wise? And so I want to get that data into MoxiTalent. What I'm going to do is select edit. Okay. The wrong part. So I'm going to hit the recruiting pipeline. Now we can see performance. So we're here on this performance tab, and now we have to select add data. And so what you'll do is you'll either input their estimated volume, or if you have their MLS information, which you should, you can enter their MLS name and then the MLS ID. And so you'll only have access to the MLS that you're associated with. So you won't have access to agents that are in other MLSs. And so that's an important thing to keep in mind. And then also when you're working within talent, whichever MLS is set as your primary in your profile, that's the one that we'll be pulling data from. So you can switch your primary MLS by going to your account. So hit the drop-down menu, my account. And then go to MLS. And you can change which one your primary is. And so again, whatever your primary MLS is within your account, that's the one we'll be pulling data from. And you can switch that back and forth. Okay, so that is actually it. Like I said, it's really simple to use. Once you start actually jumping into talent and looking around and starting to move people through the pipeline, you may have more questions, but I do think there have been a couple of questions that have come in. We'll review those.
Yeah, we have one that says, in recruit pipeline, remind me how to add a profile to find other agents, realtors. I don't see the 3 bars on the right of the recruit pipeline.
So it should be down here at the bottom.
So if you're not seeing that, Chris, maybe log out and log back in.
Yeah, or let me look. Who is that then? Chris Hughes. Okay. Yeah, let us know if you're not seeing that. Not there.
But you're definitely in talent, Chris. You're not in Engage. Okay. Christine, can you take a look at that at some point?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So I'll jump in there and see what's going on.
And if you are a manager on the call and you don't see talent, reach out. Unlike the rest of Moxi, that is charged to the Schmitz per office, talent is a per seat license. So we only assign it to those managers that will be using it. Unfortunately, we've had a few MLSs shut us down, not allow us to have this data. So that could be the case too. So just reach out if you're not seeing what you think you need to be seeing, and we'll figure out what the reason is. Renee,
great question.
Yeah, you want to show her that?
Yeah, so the question is, how do you go back to set your goal? And so up here in the goal section, you're going to hit the 3 dots here and select update goal. Yeah, and like I said too, since we're almost to 2021, you should be getting this pop-up box. I think I've exited out a couple times, but you should get a pop-up box that says, please set your 2021 goal. And so you'll just input that, and then when it hits January 1st, the new goal will be there. Okay, looks like that's all the questions.
Any other questions, guys? Feel free to unmute yourselves too if you want to. Oh, Renee's not getting the dots either. It could be that we don't have their MLSs.
Yeah, so I'll write down her name as well.
And Chris, I want to say that I totally just blanked on your MLS. Judy, help me out. Mishrik, there we go. I believe that they put us on their December meeting for approval. So I will double check on that. And then Renee, I thought we had approval for UpPar. So I will have to, yeah, between Christine and I, we can check into that. Any other questions? Well, I don't see any that have come in. So Christine, can you just kind of maybe talk through the success that some of your other accounts are having with this, if you know of one off the top of your head?
Yeah, so like I said, this has just been really a great tool for managers to be able to keep track of their conversations and be able to really remember where they are in that conversation and have those pop-ups of, okay, what's next on my to-do list? So how they're using it is if they jump into, they put their recruiting hat on a couple times a week, what they'll do is they'll just jump right into talent and just continue off where they left off on. So this is just really helping them continue the conversation and get the recruit to the finish line.
Great. So is anybody on the call having success with this? Have you been utilizing it yet? I think they're all zoomed out. We've all had a lot of Zoom calls today.
Oh my gosh, I know. Like right after the holiday, hitting it hard again.
Yep, jumping right back in with both feet.
Yep.
Hey, Carrie, I can jump in.
Great.
I am using it to identify the agents that we want to go after, and then just having conversations with Pete about it for the Cadillac office. But I haven't dove into all the plans because I know that Nikki and Jeanette have some campaigns already automatically running. And so I didn't want to duplicate what they have going on.
That's a fair point. And I know it really is going to be a focus for 2021. So now's the time to get in there and just start playing around, I think, see what kind of the functionality is, and then reach out for questions.
Yeah, and Carrie, you guys have campaigns set up for recruiting, right?
I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because
we actually have a couple of them.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, so that's definitely a really great way to interact. So as you guys continue to use it, continue to build that out so then you can make sure all the information that you want your recruits to get, they're getting.
That reminded me, Danny. Thank you. Every region has our video series for recruiting. All of those amazing videos that the marketing group put together, those are all in there and available right now. And Steve Ladrito, I saw your note, so I will take a look at that. Go ahead.
The cool thing about this product is it replaces, I guess in my mind, I don't know who else has been using trend graphics, but it kind of does the same thing that trend graphics did in that it paces the other agents in the MLS and goes into your sweet spot once you identify your sweet spot agent like she showed you today. That's the cool part of this tool.
Absolutely. And it really does do a lot of the work for you. You put them on those drip campaigns, and then you're contacting them as frequently as you want to set the campaign up for.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments? Great. Thanks, Jeff. I know for sure the Ohio MLS is set up, so you guys should be good to go down there. Your MLS is one of the easiest ones we deal with.
Everyone's different.
Everyone's different. I would like to say, though, too, even if you can't use the portion that's attached to the MLS, you can still use Engage as a manager and set up recruits if you want to add them in there like a client, and you can put them on drip campaigns that way as well. Great. Anything else? All right. Well, Steve, I'll check on your account. I'll shoot you a note after the fact, and we'll get you guys set up. And then Chris and Renee will check on you guys as well. And then obviously after the call, if you log in and don't see what you need to see, just let us know.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.